6:07 the time. Jon Grayson in for Jonathan Wier tonight. Everybody else is here. Two Beckys is here. Hello, Rebecca.
Hello. How are you doing?
Not bad. Well, actually, that's not entirely true, and I'll get to why that's not true in just a couple of seconds. Ketz is here as well. Jason, good to finally see you in person.
Yeah, absolutely. We've had a lot of talks from St. Louis, but now I get to see you in the flesh.
Yes, and I spent most of the day in the car for that very reason, but it's great to be here. Hello, all 11 of you, and as you know, I feel like we had a whole bunch planned, and because of what just happened, Rebecca, I feel like I need to step to the defense of the Beatles. And I don't know what the compulsion is exactly, but that story you had about Drake now having more top 10 hits than the Beatles,
yeah,
that destroys me a little inside.
I know it does. It hurts a little, and I don't know why.
And there's got to be some explanation for this, because I was going down the list of the Beatles' top 10s. My first inclination was to say, okay, past a certain point, past about Revolver, they didn't do 3-minute pop songs anymore. They were into that experimental Sgt. Pepper phase, and they were doing longer songs that weren't really made for the Billboard Hot 100. But that's not true. I mean, a lot of their top 10 hits, and in fact, a lot of their number ones were 1968, 1969, 1970. And I thought, okay, that blows that out of the water. So, I mean, the only other thing that I can even begin to use to explain this is that when they were writing nothing but 2- and 3-minute pop songs in 64, 65, 66, they kind of blocked themselves out of the top 10 a lot. I mean, they would have the first 4 positions locked up and, a couple of the other ones, and, barely gave anybody else a chance, including some of their songs that might have been bigger hits had they not already had the top slots locked up.
Ketz and I were just discussing this, and he reminded me of something. If we're talking about, like, Apple downloads, that's where the younger people are getting their music.
Right. But is that really different, though, than buying a 45 in 1964?
Yeah.
See, because that's where young people were buying their music.
They're buying, like, individual songs and not an entire album.
Yeah, that's true. Although the album chart was always different. But, yeah, you could buy the entire album, and then you wouldn't buy the singles because you already had all those songs.
Right.
Okay. All right. I feel better now. Thank you. Now, to the reason why it was not the best day in the entire world, and I know this speaks only directly to me, but I think there's a little bit of this in everybody. Are you a complainer? Do you complain like it's stores and places? If you don't get satisfaction, are you one of those, I want to talk to the manager people?
No, because that's who my mom was, and it was so embarrassing. It's like giving me PTSD.
Jason, do you do that? Do you bang on the table and say, I demand satisfaction?
Depends on what it is. Most of the time, I'm pretty easy go, but yeah, if it's something specific, like I don't know, like a co-host not being here for an entire week, then I might get a little moody. But other than that, I should be pretty good.
See, I was driving. My car has no air conditioner, and so I was driving with the windows down today because it's hotter than blazes outside. And I noticed during the drive, my hair was flying in my eyes a lot. And it was kind of annoying, and I figured, okay, I should probably assess the situation. And I took a good hard look at my hair and went, oh, it's been far too long. So I stopped off, and I'm one of these, I get my hair cut at places that have last names like Cuts and Clips.
You don't have to make an appointment.
No, never.
And you don't have a regular stylist.
What's a stylist? I've never made an appointment to have my hair cut ever in my life. So what was the line from Back to the Future? I have a $6 haircut. I've got problems. So it's like that. And so I stopped off to get my $6 haircut, which turned into a $25 haircut, and I'm not happy about that. But as my hair was being cut, and it had gotten long and shaggy, and it looked horrible. And so she said, well, how do you want to cut? And I said, I don't know, make me look better, shorten it somehow. And she just kept going. And at a certain point, see, there's magic involved in haircuts. I don't know what it is. I have no idea what's going on until it's done, and they hold up the mirror and go, what do you think? So I don't know when I'm supposed to go, hey, you might be going a little too short.
That doesn't look right.
There's something going on here that's not quite what I had expected. So she got done, and I looked like I look now, and I'm just glad this is radio and nobody can see me. So
I would describe it kind of the Dumb and Dumber look. Did she put a bowl on your
Thank
head?
you. No, there was no bowl involved.
It's actually amazing that she was able to cut that without using a bowl.
And when she said, "What do you think?" I said, "Yeah, it's fine." And I was dying inside. I thought, there's something horribly wrong with my head now. My wife's going to leave me. She will have every right to, by the way, because, and the woman actually said to me, you look like an entirely different person than when you walked in here. I said, yeah, the person I look like now is a dork. What did you do to me? And I kept it all inside. And she said, how does it look? Oh, fine. Yeah, sure. And I tipped her. I gave her a tip. I mean, I'm rarely a person who's going to skip out on a tip anyway. But I felt so bad about doing that. And you see, my justification for this was, what's she going to do? Glue it back on? It's done at that point.
Maybe give you a free haircut at least, not charge you. Or she might be able to go back and adjust it so it doesn't look so much like a bowl.
Oh, no, there is no adjusting this. And in her hands, I feel like any adjustment that would be done to what's happening on top of my head right now would only make it worse. If such a thing is possible, and I'm not convinced that it is. But I want, when was the last time you complained about something? I mean, have you ever in your life? You said your mom was that person who complained about everything.
Very loudly.
Yeah. Have you ever gone that extra step and said, no, this is bad. I don't feel like paying you for this.
I honestly don't think so. I think
Wow.
I just take it and walk away.
There have been a couple of times, I've never sent food back. Because that's always a sketchy proposition, too. You send food back and you wonder what's going to come back.
It might get spit in it.
Right, exactly. You wonder what's going to come back out of the kitchen for you. But there are times when after a meal, if they say, how was it? I'll say, it was a little redder than I would like.
A little more
my
rare
steak
for
to be.
my taste.
It was still mooing. I just really didn't appreciate that. That sort of thing. But, and I'll be honest in that case. But when it's something like a haircut, I don't know why, for the life of me, I don't know why I didn't say, this is the worst haircut I've ever had in my life. What did you do to me? Why would you go that short on my hair? And I didn't say any of that. And I feel like I should have now.
I got a haircut that was so bad once. I have really thick hair, and so I have to ask them to thin it.
Yeah.
And this lady thinned it so much that it turned my hair into a mullet.
Oh, wow.
And I didn't say anything, but I was trying to keep from crying. And I went home and I looked in the mirror and I thought, all the way home, I'm thinking, maybe it's not as bad as I was thinking when I was at the salon. And I got home and I started crying and I was sweating and I'm like, no, it's as bad as it is. And I literally pulled the little bits of hair I still had into a ponytail and cut it myself.
Oh, wow. Yeah, see, I have a friend who did something similar. From the text line, by the way, the real question is, was she hot?
Well,
no. No, that wasn't even it. It wasn't like, I'm not going to insult this lady because I think she's attractive. No, that had nothing to do with it. But I have a friend who got a really bad haircut one time. And he was so disgusted with it, so upset with it, that he went home and shaved his head. Just down to nothing.
Oh, that's drastic.
Bald. Oh, yeah. He said there was no saving it. There was nothing that could be done. And that's it. It was just gone. Down to bare skin. I'm not exactly ready to go that route yet. I feel like if there's any hair on top of my head, it's a good day. So, but I really do. I wonder what it is that keeps us from speaking up. And when somebody says, what do you think about what I just did to your hair? Not going, I kind of hate it.
I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings.
But look what she just did to me, though.
I know.
I should have hurt her feelings.
Somebody on the text line, they went to a similar Clips type place, and they said, same thing happened to me, and I also tipped.
Yeah, see, so thank you. I don't feel so bad now. Does anybody speak up? You know what? Text line is great. Call in, too, if you want. 816 or 913-576-7798. 576-7798 or 22980 on the text line. What will make you speak up? What will make you actually complain about something? Or are you like Rebecca's mom, where you just complain about everything all the time and just start knocking skulls as soon as you get in there? All right.
Seriously, she's scary. I'd go hide somewhere when she had to return something.
Oh, I want to tell you. And I've seen that happen. And you know what? Here's how bad it is. It will make me uncomfortable. If I'm in the place, even if I don't work there, if I'm in some place and I hear somebody complaining like that, I'll just kind of find my way out. I don't want to sit there and listen to it, you know?
I try to give the other like store associates looks of like sympathy. Like, I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry this person's being horrible to
I
you.
have no idea who this is, but I'm really sorry they're treating you like this.
Yeah, I mean, I could tell us. I'll tell part of it. This is how bad it can get, okay? And I swear to you, every word of this is true. I was in a pawn shop a while ago, and there was somebody there who was not happy with what they had been offered for the thing that they were trying to pawn, to the point where they started screaming at the top of their lungs how all the people that work there want to do is rape everybody. Oh, yeah. And I thought, okay, yeah, this is getting a little too much. And it was the same thing. I was looking around at everybody there going, no, it's cool. It's him. It's not you. You're fine. It really does. I mean, it can get that uncomfortable. So maybe that's what keeps us from doing it. We got a whole bunch of you getting in on the phones. Thank you for that. We'll get to the phones in just a couple of minutes. And the text line, you guys always make me giggle. So thank you for that. 22980 there, 576-7798. If you want to call in, and as we said, we'll get to your phone calls in just a couple. Jon Grayson in for Jonathan Wier. It'll be you and me here all week long, and then Jon will be back in the big chair come Monday next time around.